So, when we last left off, huh?
Sakura's dead?
Yeah.
She's really dead?
This is not going to be good for Hina's psyche. I heard Hina talking, but my eyes stared steadily forward. Hey Alex, welcome. Welcome. I could only look on at Sakura's dead body. We didn't make it in time. It's happened again. Muttering to herself, Kyoko began to gently inspect Sakura's body. I wondered, was she confirming that Sakura really was dead? Checking for a pulse or a reaction? Oh no, no! She's like broken mentally. You can tell already. Oh, thank you, Kathy. I enjoy playing this as well. In fact, I just saw the rest of the series is on sale on Steam right now. Like 30% off. I might go ahead and buy it. I can get like 2 and 3 and also some other like maybe spin-off game for like 30 bucks right now. So I think I might pull the trigger there. Because I definitely think we should do... we might not start the second one immediately after finishing this one, but I do think we ought to do that at some point. It's a very good game thus far. I imagine the sequel should hopefully also be good. That's how this normally works, right? I have to go get them. I have to get the others. On shaky legs, Hina left the rec room. And I... Why? Why did this have to happen? That's all I could say. I repeated it over and over again. I need to examine Sakura's body. I just stood there motionless behind her while she checked Sakura's corpse. Time passed. While I stood there unable to do a thing, time just passed. And after I don't know how long, I got everyone. Oh, go, ogre!
Yes.
So she's dead, huh?
I see.
Sakura's been killed. I see. As soon as they arrived, Kyoko began.
Just a second.
You heard the announcement just now, right? So you know what this means.
Interesting.
Sakura was murdered, and by someone in this very room. Is that what you were going to say?
Huh?
No. Whoever killed her. It's not just someone in this room.
It's your fault!
Who's what of you? Hiro, Pyakuya, Toko, what have you killed Sakura?
What?
You're accusing us before we've even begun the investigation. Hello, a pup that draws. I don't need to investigate anything. Because you hated her. You hated the sight of her.
I won't forgive
What if you did it? I know it. You know it? Or is it... And this has... If this is unknown, it's gotta be Monokuma, right? You know it! Okay. Jeez, I didn't know your power level would increase by that much just by getting mad.
What the heck?
What are you doing here?
Come on!
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to hand out my little murder flyer. That's right. It's the next Monokuma file. Don't get so mad, Miss Asahina, or you're gonna ruin that lewd little face of yours. Now then, with that, Hold on. There's something I want to ask you. Huh? It was you, wasn't it? You killed Sakura. Oh, I hadn't even considered that possibility. Right, if Sakura picked a fight with Monokuma, then... In theory.
Say what?
Huh? Sakura wanted to challenge the mastermind to a duel. Maybe you and her fought again, and then
In other words,
Then I killed her? Sorry, not quite. Actually, not even close. Has left already been disabled? What do you mean by that? Are we having like a stereo issue or? Anyway. That whole thing is totally irrelevant now. Sakura came to a most regrettable end without even getting a chance to finish things with me.
phew.
Which, thank God for that, it saved me the trouble of having to go through with our little fights. Last stream, someone said the left control might be disabled. As a channel redeem? Oh, really? Let me take a look. Talking as like a... as far as I'm aware, nothing should be disabled. But I don't really know what you're talking about. Because even for someone like me, it would have been no mean feat to take down a behemoth like that.
Hey,
I gotta tell you, I was actually pretty worried. I mean, she'd violated a rule by attacking me in the first place, but I wasn't able to punish her. Really? You weren't able to... That's going to irrelevance.
well, darn.
So I know who it was, but whoever the blackhead is this time, I owe you one. So, predictions immediately. She was definitely poisoned. Like, there's no way she wasn't poisoned. That Chekhov's gun was set up at the beginning of this chapter. Definitely got fired here. Because how else would you have killed her? Now the question is, who poisoned her? And I could see it being suicide. I could see it being anyone who like just wanted to kill her. I could see it being Hina, in theory. I could see a scenario where Sakura's like, hey, this is getting out of hand. You got attacked earlier. Let's get you out of here. If you poison me, you'll be the blackage and then you can survive. I could even see a scenario where maybe it was all some big mistake or misunderstanding. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see.
What is this?
You owe them one? Oopsie, before you all get pissy-body about me, you better figure out who did it first. Because, I mean, your lives are all on the line, right?
What is this?
What the hell? He owes someone? Oh, thanks, this is not a great name. It's a great name.
I won't forgive you.
I hate him. I hate this whole thing. Well, I, for one, am glad it was Sakura. She's working for the mastermind, after all. And fair. How can you say that now? Sorry, I don't have time for your squabbling. The next game has already begun. If you want to be angry at someone, be angry at whoever killed Sakura.
Anyway,
Right now, our top priority needs to be uncovering Sakura's killer. If we can't do that, we're all dead. Then let's decide who will stand guard this time. I'll do it. Hina? I'm okay. Just let me handle it. Besides, I want to be here with Sakura.
That's fine.
Okay then, Hina is guard number 1, but we need one more. Kyoko, that's you. Interesting. Although, don't we need her out investigating?
what?
Me? You're always a thorn in my side. This time, just stand by and watch quietly. Consider that an order. Trying to keep Kyoko from investigating, that's suspicious, Byakuya. Exactly what the murderer would do. We all know Kyoko's our best investigator on the squad, so, I mean, Come on, man. In order? Who put you in charge?
That's fine.
Fine, I'll stay behind. Then it's settled. Let's begin, shall we? Hold on! Before that, there's something I want to say.
What?
Which is... Hiro, Byakuya, Toko, none of you are allowed to step foot in the crime scene. Huh. What? We're literally already here, man. How can you enforce that?
It's your fault!
One of you killed Sakura! Or that someone like that come anywhere near her.
Stop talking.
Don't be stupid. Our lives are in just as much danger as yours. You have every right to investigate. I don't care what you say. I'm not letting the one who killed Sakura anywhere near her. Even if it means I have to use force, you're not getting in here. Well, it appears further discussion would be a waste of time. How about a compromise?
It's all clear now.
I won't ask you to let all of us in, just let me. What? You don't really care, do you? You're both useless anyway.
Yep.
Nope, don't really care. I'd rather spend my time coming up with another splendid fantasy involving Master anyway. And you, Hero, do you really object? If you're gonna go that far, what can I do? I mean, I don't have anything to hide, so why should I care? I mean, you're not really the brightest bulb in the pack anyway.
It's all clear now.
Exactly a lot of red herrings? Yeah, for sure. Then it's decided.
What are you saying?
Nothing's decided!
Calm down.
I know how you feel, Hina, but you should agree to this request. But
Hey,
we have to find out who killed Sakura.
correct.
For those of us still alive, and to honor Sakura's memory. Fine. Guess that's okay. No matter what, Byakuya, you absolutely aren't allowed to touch her. Naturally, who would want to touch a filthy dead body?
Listen,
That's enough fighting. We need to focus on the investigation from here on out. Everyone keep this in mind. We can't uncover Sakura's killer.
listen to me.
All of us face execution. Finding out who killed Sakura. It's not a matter of hoping we can do it. If we want to survive, we have to do it. It's a kind of hopeless hope. We have no choice but to just do it. I'd better check the Monokuma file before anything else. The victim was Sakura Ogami. The time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. The body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There is evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noticed. However, it seems that at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. Alright, so poisoned for sure. Sakura Investigation Part 2, Sakura investigates Sakura. Sakura's voice only. That is in poor taste, Joey. Man. I mean, guess you spent your hard-earned channel points. Man. Monokuma file number 4 is then added to the truth vault section of your handbook.
Hey,
I think the case this time might be a challenge. Alright. Sakura, ghost detective. Why is that?
so...
The only way into the rec room is the door we just came through. And that door had been jammed shut with the chair from inside the rec room. Which means the killer would have had to escape somehow after barring the door. So if the door was blocked from the inside, and there was no way in or out till we broke the window, it's like zero escape, right?
In other words,
this is a classic locked room murder. Locked room murder? I guess you might see this kind of thing a lot in mystery movies or books or whatever. But could really happen in real life, and right before our very eyes like this.
hey,
You curious to hear more about what a locked room murder entails? Sure, if you don't mind.
That's fine.
When you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. The first type is when the locked room is created after the actual crime is committed. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. This simply means that the killer commits his crime, then through some special method seals the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involving the locking of the room. Basic approaches include using a string or simple mechanism. There are a number of variations. So for that, all we'd have to do is check the door to see if that's what it was, right?
Correct.
The second type is when the locked room already exists before the crime is committed. Oh?
In other words,
Basically, the killer uses a special contraption or tool from outside to target the victim inside. What does only Sakura's voice means? It means I'm being Sakura. You push a switch and it fires a handgun. You shoot an arrow through a gap in the door, something like that.
however,
But in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the school, and the door doesn't have any gap that would allow it. Yeah, I think we can probably cross that one off the list.
it's true.
The third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up. What do you mean by that?
In other words,
They stay hidden, and when the door is opened, they use the confusion to blend in with the group. They pretend they showed up along with everyone else, and that's that. That sounds like it could have been possible. Maybe. How? I mean, wait. Hina went and grabbed everyone. Hina was outside the door. Like, there's no evidence for this unless we are missing details about when everyone showed up.
it's true.
And the fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all. Not a locked room?
In other words,
By that I mean there actually is an alternate escape route somewhere within the room. How do you remember all the characters' voices? I mean, there's only like 7 of them at this point, so it's not that hard. Danganronpa was actually kind of nice in that respect because the voice variety narrows over time. You see this a lot in novels and things, but in reality it's generally not possible. Then you think we can cross that one off too?
indeed.
I believe so, yes. So when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics. So there are 4 possibilities. Then, Kyoko, which of those 4 choices seems the most likely in this case?
It's true.
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during this trial. But right now, I can't really say. I see. The way the killer set up the locked room. Until I figured that out, the truth behind Sakura's death will stay hidden. So it's totally last type? I don't know. Seems unlikely. Kyoko normally has a good head on her shoulders. It's definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can. For Sakura, if nothing else. Alright. What are we going to investigate now? Let's look at the blood. Blood is normally a sign of murder. There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. Guess it wasn't blood after all. Should get my prescription checked, I suppose. The glass is all red and... These are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? So this must have originally been a bottle. Glass shards on the floor has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Huh, there's something else on the ground near the glass. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. Is that a Monokuma-themed chess set knight? That sounds incredible. Is it possible she could have done this to herself, maybe out of guilt? I wouldn't rule it out necessarily, but we need a stronger motive than that, I would think. It's a Monokuma figure. Figure on the floor has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. So that figure is totally a chess piece. Therefore, we should look for a chessboard, perhaps. What is there anything? Oh, those bottles look familiar. Oh, interesting. There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. And inside each bottle, there's some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is how they'd get those figures inside the bottle.
So,
So different from your standard ship in a bottle. Huh? You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside. You've never seen that? Oh yeah, maybe I have.
In other words,
So this is the Monokuma version of that. A Monokuma bottle, if you will. Monokuma bottle has been added to the Truth Bolt section of your handbook. I wonder if the selection of the night has any specific significance. I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things little by little. The Monokuma bottle sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shards of glass which probably started out as a bottle. Which means Sakura must have been hit in the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? The shards of glass in the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. Let's talk to some witnesses.
what the heck?
We already know who did it. Yakichogo, our hero. It had to be one of them. Well, technically, then we don't know who did it. We have a selection of suspects, but we need to narrow it down to one, Hina. Get a calm head on your shoulders. Come on. I couldn't stand the sight of her. You really, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all three of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the rec room. Is this true? What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. And when I saw her again after that, she told me. She said she'd left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon, the Monokuma file said she died right around then. I'm telling you the truth, I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her, but she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I'd stopped her by force, even, this never would have happened. Hina. It's impossible to not have regrets, I know. Boy's account has been added to the Truth Bolt section of your handbook. Know how ships and bottles are made, but how did they assemble the Monokuma figures in the bottles? Could be difficult. But the fact that she had asked those three to meet with her. Hello, Light. Or, hello, Light. And she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place she ended up dying. It might be good to confirm what I just heard with the three of them directly. What is this about? There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance to the room.
So,
It looks like a protein drink, and it's empty. We are in chapter 4. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I know. But still, this protein can. It's got a label on it that says Chem A2. That reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the Chem Lab had all kinds of health stuff. So she must have gotten this from the Chem Lab.
Just a second.
But that's strange. Huh? What is?
Hey,
You see what's scattered around the can? Shards of light blue glass. They must be parts of the window I broke to get inside.
correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can, they're also underneath it. Why does that matter?
So,
Can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note of it. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on. An important clue? I'm not sure I see how. Empty protein drink has been added to the Truth Bolt section of your handbook. The protein drink came through this shattered window here, clearly. We'll talk to some more... Well, what is this? This looks like some kind of wrapper.
huh?
That's... Do you recognize it, Hina?
Well,
Well, yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura does not strike me as the type to eat candy. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a little. So you gave that candy to Sakura? I found a big box of them in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. Made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. You really like them that much?
I mean...
But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. But now they've lost all their flavor. Hina. Polka dot candy wrapper has been added to the Truth Bolt section of your handbook.
What the heck?
Whoops, I thought I was examining the board game. Blood. Interesting. There's a blood stain in front of the magazine shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? Magazine shelf bloodstain has been added to the Truth Bolt section of your handbook. What do you make of this, Kyoko?
However...
But for Sakura to have been killed... Yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
It's true.
And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirits. So how's the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
Certainly would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her.
What?
What do you want? You're bothering me. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. Then it's true. I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Byakuya says he didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
Come on.
If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Okay, thanks. Byakuya's account has been added to the Truth Bolt section of your handbook. Okay. The locker is open. How strange. The locker is open, and they're on the inside. It's a handprint.
Why?
What's a handprint doing here? Looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and it left a handprint and all the dust.
It's true.
It looks quite fresh, too. I'd say someone was hiding in the locker and they left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hid in here until the locked room was opened, don't you think? And during the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Huh? Why not?
Hey.
Think back before you opened the door. We looked inside the room, right? Oh yeah, the locker was already open at that point.
Indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door. Yeah, so then, what does this handprint mean? Locker handprint has been added to the Truth Bolt section of your handbook. Who is Jack the Ripper? He was a serial killer in England in like the 1800s, I think. This door is the only way in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, and there is no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. Only that will change the door is the smashed window. Oh, wait, right, we did that. Wait, we did that, huh? we did that? That doesn't make any sense. Did it imply a planting of evidence? Which happened, of course, when I broke it in to get inside. There's no evidence that any of the string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. I believe that's everything in here. Let's go interview some more suspects. Never mind. We're examining the door still. Let's go. I need to examine the crime scene as much as possible. Never mind, there's still something to see here. What about the clock? It's around 1 o'clock right now. According to the Monokuma file, Sakura died around 12 noon. So roughly an hour ago. Was that when Kyoko and I were moving alter ego? Now am I free to go? No, I am not. I suppose I could look at the magazine rack. The same shelf full of magazines. There's all different kinds of magazines here. Oh, we didn't examine the body. What an oversight. Sakura drew her last breath, sitting slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally, I wouldn't have a problem believing that's what killed her. But according to the Monokuma file, she also had vomited blood. And I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So what would have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Status of Sakura's body has been added to the Truth Bolt section of your handbook. Maybe her getting hit in the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood. Not a chance. Vyakuya.
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed on a most interesting location. Interesting?
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting, don't you agree? No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. Now I can depart. Never mind, there's still more things to look at. Is this chair relevant? The chair was shoved up against the doorknob, so we couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. And there was no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the locked door from the inside, not from the outside. The rec room door has been added to the Truth Bolt section of your handbook.
Listen.
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so, for the most part.
So then,
Then you should probably go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave.
listen to me.
Which I've decided you'll go in my place. She's decided. She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right, I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with the other 2 people. I need to hear what they have to say. Alright, that I cannot leave via the door. I must leave by pressing R. Okay, freedom. Sheesh. Alright, back to normal investigations. Alright, those other 2 probably went back to their rooms. $75 hours on the second game. Wow. Wow. Okay. So the biggest thing that's striking me right now is the protein shake. It's above the glass, But the glass came when we broke into the room, so that must have been placed later. So someone was fabricating evidence in the scuffle. Question is who and why? Hey, Toko! I pressed the doorbell. And after a few seconds... who's there?
Who's there?
Oh, voice acting. Oh, the most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay.
Well, what do you want?
I mean, last time you were suspicious it wasn't you.
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
I don't care if it's a bad time. Talk to her. Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hall.
What do you want?
What, you said you wanted to talk to me about something? I wanted to talk about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you. Huh? I don't know what you're talking about. Bianca already told me she had asked to meet with him. What? She wanted to meet with Master too? What? I just said two, didn't I? I guess that's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So, can you tell me about it? I admit I did get the note, but I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I could bring myself to go. Toko claimed she did go see her, but can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact. Is that good enough? I'm gonna be back in my room. With that, Toko quickly retreated into her room. Toko's account has been added to the Truth Bolt section of your handbook. And she's suspicious, but she's always suspicious. It'd be more suspicious if she wasn't suspicious. I don't think anyone... Oh, hold on. Yeah, here, you still live here. I pressed the doorbell. And after a few seconds...
You know?
What's up, Makeda? Did you need something? Yes. Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you? What do you know about that?
Could it be?
Did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you? But I'm not the one who she wanted to meet with. Huh? Ogre told me herself that she asked Bianca and Toko to come too. What? When did Sakura tell you that? Oh, well, is the player canonically like 4-2? I don't know. It's an odd design decision, for sure. And she has to meet with her, of course. You went and met with her, actually, didn't you? Did you learn nothing from last time, man? Sheesh. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note.
How about that?
She gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention the others, like, in passing. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So then you went and met with Sakura. No way, I totally didn't. Oh, why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious.
Actually,
Last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt and I took her to the nurse's office.
don't look at me.
I haven't seen her since then. While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Do I still have it? Let's see. He was feeling around in his pockets.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, looks like I don't have it anymore. With a big goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pocket. Why is he so suspicious? I don't really peg him as a murderer, but what are you hiding? Who's your favorite character? Like, of the currently living ones? Probably Kyoko? Huh. Now that's interesting.
What?
Quick as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash? Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked me to meet with you, but I never wins. So if you'll excuse me. If he's not the killer, what is he panicking about? And I'm still not convinced Tina isn't the killer. And I don't really peg her as a murderer, and if she were to murder someone, I don't think it'd be Sakura. And her acting, if she is the murderer, is very convincing. But I think she's one of the few people who could do it. Like, she could definitely arrange things as such. What, 5'3", is that the canonical height of my character? Before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room. Hiro said that was just trash, but there's no way that's all there was to it. Pocket trash has been added to the truth bolt section of your handbook, including dead people. I mean, it's probably still Kyoko. I know, I'd quite liked, what was the girl's name? Sayaka a bit, but I don't know. And she did turn out to be like a cold-blooded killer, so. Same with Celeste. Okay, so I've heard from Toko and Hiro. What next? Oh, each person's report coverage has their height, really. I'll definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe I should find out more about the protein can we found on the floor of the rec room. I'm sure it must have come from the chem lab. So where should I start? She's saying on the report card I can see statistics. Oh, I can. Oh yeah, I'm 5'3". Fairly short. See, am I considerably shorter than everyone else? See, 5'9", 6'1". Okay. 6'2", 5'9", 5'7", 6 foot exactly, 5'5", 5'6", 5'3", 5'4", 5'4", 5'5", 5'7", 4'10". Okay, great. I wasn't the shortest one. Sheesh, I'm tied for second shortest. What the heck? How'd that happen? Even shorter than like the vast majority of the girls. Okay, let's go to the chem lab. So I guess, yeah, I canonically should be shorter than most of the characters. Though I still think my perspective is probably too short for my canon height. But I don't know, maybe not. Player character is twink by definition. Seems like it's. Where are the stairs again? Why can't they just have a normal staircase that just like is in one place and goes up to all the floors? Why are the staircases so scattered around here? It makes no sense. There's a whole lot of rooms up here that so far seem actually irrelevant to the case. That's the office. Where's the chem lab? That's the data lab. Am I in the wrong area? What? Chem lab was on this floor. Oh, there it is. Yeah, Chihiro's an interesting character. Makoto, did you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, I got it. I think what you meant to say was, yes, sir, I understand. Okay, what's this? Spill? This isn't my first time seeing this shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a close look at it. Looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more important right now, what's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? I have to be careful not to step in it. Alright, we got footprints. These could be important. These are footprints? And they seem pretty big. And they're only in front of the left shelf. How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out the floor plan. By we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer. With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen.
What?
Well, let's go. Chop, chop. Okay. So I got to work. Before long, I'd drawn up a sketch of the room. So how's this? Not bad. For you, I mean. For me?
I see.
So when you look at it like this, interesting. Yeah, that's a okay, hold on. So you walk in, I can't really show you guys, but you walk in with those. Step, 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 step. This is when it's where things get weird. Because those 2 in the top right, that's a right and a left on the wrong side. So you'd have to have your feet like crossed. It's a very weird pattern of footprints. It would appear that whoever left these footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. You can hide the text. Yeah, I'm aware. What button is that again? Oops. Anyways, that's what the footprints tell me.
I see.
These footprints must be...
It's certainly possible.
Makoto, are they yours? I just got here. No!
What?
Okay, then let me see your shoe and I'll confirm their size for myself. I couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Byakuya said. I see, your feet do appear to be too big. Too big? I'm one of the smallest people here. Too big. And that would imply probably one of the girls then. Because girls have smaller feet typically. Because there's no way I don't have the smallest feet of any of the guys. Unfortunately, I must admit, these are not your footprints. Unfortunately? But with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. Shortest one is dead, though? Well, yeah, but I think even a girl of this similar height would probably have smaller feet than a man. Not certain, but I think that's how that works. Because I know men's sizes are bigger, but I'm not sure if that's just because men are in general taller, so that proportion works out that way. Or if they're larger per ratio. These prints are a really valuable clue.